Yeah.
Wait, at the fighters meeting, I dissed Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley in front of ESPN production and all of them for all their affiliation and corruption that they do.
Yeah.
What happened? I put more weight on my back, and all they was talking about right away when I slipped in the first knockdown they called, I slipped. They called it right away. What did Bradley say? He hurt. He hurt. My last fight on ESPN.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is why this fight means everything to me. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them. I brought Bud Light to Top Rank. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So what you just heard was the voice of former unified lightweight world champion superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez, who is now 18 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. He is 25 years of age, 5'8", with a 68-inch arm reach. He's going into a massive showdown June 10th, Madison Square Garden, New York, against the undefeated, undisputed lightweight, junior welterweight superstar, British superstar boxer in Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor's 19 wins, no loss, no draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. He is 5'10" with a 69-inch arm reach and is a southpaw. With that said, Teofimo Lopez absolutely goes on a terrible rant that he's going to regret for his brand. Teofimo Lopez, he goes on to say that Top Rank ESPN, Bob Arum, legendary promoter and CEO, can keep all the black fighters. He's out. He's leaving. This is his last fight with Top Rank and with ESPN. And after this fight with Josh Taylor, this is why it's so important that he's victorious, because he is leaving Top Rank, okay? Because their whole sole focus is on the black fighters, which is completely untrue, okay? Top Rank, a lot of their focus is on Vasyl Lomachenko, who's a Ukrainian Caucasian fighter. Their focus is on Oscar Valdez, who is a Mexican fighter. Their focus is on multiple different fighters, okay? But he's pointing the finger at, obviously, undefeated 2-division world champion, Olympic silver medalist, former unified super featherweight world champion, now lightweight title contender, Shakur Stevenson, and undefeated, undisputed lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Devin the Dream Haney, okay? What Teofimo Lopez fails to realize with this terrible rant that he went on is that he lost to an Australian Caucasian fighter in George Kambosos, and he was dropped right there, okay? He also arguably lost right here to Sandor Martin, who is a Spaniard from Spain, Caucasian fighter, and he arguably lost and was dropped twice in that fight. He was dropped here in this fight early in his career, and he's blaming Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley, 2 Hall of Famers. Timothy Bradley only lost to one person in his entire career, which was Manny Pacquiao, and Andre Ward has never lost in his career, and they're both Hall of Famers. Now, they're announcers for Top Rank and ESPN, and is their commentary sometimes a little slanted? For sure it is. That's everywhere, okay? But when he stated that Timothy Bradley started yelling and oohing and ahhing saying I was hurt, well, you was dropped. And then he said that he slipped in all these instances. He was unofficially dropped twice by Sandor Martin. This was the first. That was the first one. He was dropped here with a right hand. It's the right hand that gets him every time. Here you go, bang, by George Kambosos. You go down, Sandor Martin right hand check hook. This is the second one that they didn't even count, but clearly he was knocked down in identical punches. This is the first one. And the second one I just showed you, right? So Teofimo Lopez has nobody to blame but himself, okay? And he's saying that he bought Bud Light to Top Rank. I don't know if Teofimo Lopez is aware of this, but Top Rank had Coors and Bud Light and Corona and these beer endorsements way before he was even born. Tecate, Bud Light, Coors. This is nothing new. Budweiser to the sport of boxing. Top Rank has had these endorsements forever and a day. He needs to educate himself on the sport of boxing. And he sounds completely delusional. And he goes on a rant about the black fighters. They can keep the black fighters when clearly most of their agenda is slanted towards anything but the black fighters. Okay, there's a lot of complaints about the black fighters. Actually, the NBL list, no black fighters. Okay, NBA, no black fighters allowed. Okay, That came from Top Rank, and Bob Arum even acknowledged that they had that. And Bob Arum stated that because you can pick up African American black athletes off the corner and they'll be able to perform at a high level. So they didn't want to matchmake their fighters against black fighters, okay, early in their careers, unless it was black on black fighters. So what Teofimo Lopez is talking about is completely delusional. The fact that he's still saying he slipped now, and you can clearly see him getting knocked down in all of these fights, right? That's not their fault that you lost, okay, and had a lackluster performance against Sandor Martin here, okay, in a fight you were supposed to dominate. You was a 7-1 favorite. You were supposed to dominate Sandor Martin. You didn't. You were supposed to dominate George Kambosos Jr., who was a mandatory that you didn't have to choose, but you chose to go in that direction anyway, and you lost that fight, and then blamed DAZN and blamed Eddie Hearn for losing and saying they set you up when you clearly lost the fight, okay? And now you're going into a mega fight again against Josh Taylor, and you got the audacity to point the finger and blame the finger at Top Rank when they gave you mega fights. You got the fight with Lomachenko that you won. You got the fight with George Kambosos that you lost. You got the fight with now Josh Taylor that you could be on the verge of losing, and yet you're blaming everybody but yourself for your shortcomings. This is a clear case of being delusional. And then to say, the audacity to say that Top Rank is all their focus is on the black fighters, and he brings more awareness and more to the table than the black fighters, saying that he bought Bud Light or Budweiser to Top Rank, and they essentially saying that they should be grateful for what he brings to the table. Teofimo Lopez doesn't realize that his loss to George Kambosos wasn't even on Top Rank. That loss to George Kambosos was on DAZN with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. That had nothing to do with Top Rank outside of the percentage that he had to pay Top Rank because he was a Top Rank ESPN fighter and he was fighting on a different platform. So what did that have to do with Bob Arum and Top Rank? Absolutely nothing. And nobody got in the ring and had a lackluster performance but Teofimo Lopez himself. Nobody didn't make adjustments in the ring but Teofimo Lopez himself. So Teofimo Lopez, and I don't understand, he could have fought Devin Haney. He chose not to in an official undisputed match. He could fight anybody that he so chooses. If he wanted to fight Shakur Stevenson, they would have made it happen. They gave him the Lomachenko fight with only 15 fights in his career. He fought against Richard Comey for a title. So I don't know what Teofimo Lopez is complaining for. The only person that he has to blame for any shortcomings he has in his career is the man in the mirror, point blank and period. And he better be careful talking about how important this fight was Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor is a better version of Sandor Martin that's a southpaw and has more power than Sandor Martin. And you best believe you see all these right hands that drop Teofimo Lopez. Well, Josh Taylor is definitely paying attention. He's bigger than Sandor Martin. He's a better fighter than Sandor Martin. And Teofimo Lopez better be careful. He's going to come up short again. And who's he going to blame? Top Rank for that once again? I'm sure he will. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. Follow me on Instagram, Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.
Hi, my name is Heather Vahid Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.